Have you ever bought or rented a videotape that wasn't quite right?
You're listening to Truth or...
Welcome to the first episode of the Movieland podcast. I am Sean, and with me today is my co-host Ned. It's almost Christmas time, and of course, at this time of year, I love to spin Christmas movies every day, or at least throw it on the background. Let me ask you, Ned, what are some of your favorite Christmas movies to watch every year?
Oh, Sean, it's been a big year for watching movies this year. I tell you what, it's a bit of a mix for me. I like watching the family ones like your Home Alone, like the classics with... Yeah, like they're good. I like Jonathan Taylor Thomas and I'll Be Home for Christmas. I'm a bit of a sad case like that. Schwarzenegger in Jingle All the Way. But then, you know, the more funny ones as well, like your Bad Santas, your classics in Elf. But recently, a couple of years ago, Violent Night, that's an awesome one. And, you know, you got to think wrestlers too a little bit, Sean, like Santa's Slay. Don't know if you've seen that one with Bill Goldberg in it. That's a whole bunch of fun. And yeah, it's just very much a mixed bag for me. How about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Home Alone's actually a top hit this year for some reason. I think Disney Plus is pushing it more than usual. Either that or people are just rediscovering it or forgot about it because it's like trending on Disney Plus. And it made me want to watch it and talk about it. Like even social media is pushing it a lot. So Home Alone's really top on the list. Jingle All the Way has always been a number one for me as well. And Christmas Vacation busted that one out straight away. And always excited to watch that one. And other favorites always come out, like the odd favorites. People always talking about Die Hard, but I'm talking about Batman Returns, Tim Burton all the way with like again Edward Scissorhands and yeah, a couple other ones which came up just recently. Christmas with the Cranks. You got Tim Allen from the Santa Claus, and you got Halloween's what's her name again?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Thank you so much. Yeah, that one's actually. Have you seen that one? Christmas with the Cranks.
Oh, your list is pretty phenomenal right there. I definitely have loved it. Already watched it this year myself, Sean.
Another one also, like last but not least, I got to put there is Michael Keaton and Jack Frost. That one's actually a funny one that in rental store days used to get mixed up with a horror version of Jack Frost and the wrong videotape get put in the cover. That's a meme also on social media, so I had to bring that one up.
I love it right there. And yeah, you can't go past the Santa Claus movies as well when you're talking about that with Tim Allen. Like, he does a fantastic job. So yeah, very much agree with all those ones right there. Have you watched many so far?
Oh yeah, most of them are already on. I got the Foxtel fired up with the Christmas channel, which does the job for us, or the playlist, so don't have them have to queue them up yourself manually. It seems to be back in the day, like again with you referring to your shirt, Elf seems to be on every single channel around that time of year. So you can't help but watch Elf maybe 2,000 or 3,000 times at Christmas time. I think it's probably going to be up there as one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time, I would say.
Definitely. And I love your out there ones too, like Batman Returns and Edward Scissorhands. So that was some good picks right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Christmas shopping is underway. The shops are absolutely running crazy, like Jingle All the Way. Did you get the Turbo Man for Christmas?
Oh, a couple of years ago. I don't know if you can see it. It's behind me here.
I can see it.
I absolutely love it. It was big time on the list. That was a great movie from the late 90s, I think, Sean.
It's stressful, but a very entertaining and relatable film. Going out there today, getting some last minute Christmas shopping. I don't know why I didn't leave it till later tonight when everyone isn't at their peak hour now shopping, but I ran ahead and did it for some reason. I thought, I'm going to go get that Turbo Man for Christmas today. Yes. I got it. We're here to bring you more than just the usual holiday cheer. We've got the ultimate guide for cinema and streaming content for you to enjoy over the holidays. Plus, we'll share an exclusive look at upcoming films and uncover some hidden gems you might have missed. We've got so much for you to add to your watch list these holidays, so don't you worry. That's what we're here for. Movieland, we love recommending movies, so be sure to follow us on social media. Check out our website at movieland.au. If you enjoy the show, don't forget to like, subscribe, and show some love. Your support means a lot to us. And by the way, we also release a free digital magazine every month, which is where some of tonight's discussions are drawn from. Now, Ned, it has been a monumental year in cinema as we near the close of the end of 2024. Which film do you think truly is deserving of the crown?
Hardest question ever, Sean, right there. I can give you some of my favorites, but I'm not sure which one deserves the crown. And then you've got to say what sort of genre and all that sort of thing. But it's been a solid year for movies. And I've narrowed it down to a couple that I really enjoyed this year. So let's see if you've seen them as well. Did you check out The Fall Guy?
Yes, I did actually. I was actually going to skip it, but I give it a shot.
Yeah, see, that one surprised me. I was thinking, yeah, but it ended up being a bunch of fun, and I highly recommend that. You know, not too much to think about. It's not one of those ones that you're going to run out and see, but I really rated it and it made my list. Twisters, I know you'll be all about this one, Sean.
Yeah, well, I was a massive Twister fanatic back. I still am. I've got the old video store standee. I can't mirror myself. It's right there. And yeah, was very excited. Front row opening night to Twisters. Yes, very good.
Yeah, absolutely loved that one. And I'm a big time horror guy. I absolutely love Smile 2. Did you get a chance to check that one?
Yes, I was very surprised because not to talk bad on the original. I did like it, but it was forgettable for me. But this one was an upgrade, and I was very excited to watch that. And the whole way through it, wow, like tension. I want to watch it again already. I think it's just hit digital. So yeah, definitely going to rewatch that one soon.
It sure has. And I've got two more for you. Trap. It's Josh Hartnett in there. Did you check that one out?
Big Josh Hartnett fan. Faculty, 30 Days of Night. Absolutely. I loved a little bit more punch at the end, but yes, still satisfied by Trap.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I think it was good that there wasn't too much blood and gore in, you know, the M. Night Shyamalan type thing. And I thought it was a ride from start to finish. Absolutely loved it. And my last one here, Deadpool and Wolverine. You can't go past that, right?
Yeah, can't go past that at all. Did you hit the cinema for that one?
I certainly did. I was there. Me and a buddy went along and absolutely loved it from start to finish. Ryan Reynolds, absolutely hilarious. And it's just like, I don't know, the movie was fantastic. How about you, Sean? What did you get into most in 2024? It's not an easy ask.
No, it is absolutely not, especially for a film fanatic. And I surprisingly had a lot of surprising ones that hit me. And the most surprising one for me was Furiosa. I was actually going to skip this one at the cinema for pretty much every reason why every other person didn't go and see it, that they told me anyway. I'm not just saying that's everyone. For the ones I've talked to, have told me Mad Max isn't in it, so I'm not going to watch it, or I'll watch it later. So surprisingly, sadly, it did very badly at the box office, but I still think once people do give it a chance, they're going to regret it because, wow, Furiosa was wild, and I got to see it at the Wallace Cinemas great and epic Quake sound, which I believe makes movie experiences so much more insane because the bass there is unlike any other cinema I've ever had. And but anyway, Furiosa absolutely surprised me. I said I almost skipped it due to Max, but honestly, the film didn't really need it. The spinoff was wild. It's a hidden gem, must see. Did you end up seeing that one?
Yeah, the whole time you were talking about that, I was going, man, I was one of those people that I skipped it. Now I'm going to have to go out and check it out. Basically for the same reasons that you were going through, but luckily you're a film fanatic and didn't listen, and it sounds like I need to hit up that cinema as well. That sounds amazing.
Unfortunately, Wallace Cinema is exclusive to South Australia, so you may not see that. Yeah. So, but I'm unsure. Maybe there's something like that elsewhere around Australia. I need to do some digging, or if you guys know, drop it below and let us know. But yeah, it's Furious. So you still haven't seen it yet?
No, I haven't. I'm going to have to now.
Oh my God, I weep. Yes, Furious, definitely. Who you got? You got Hemsworth from Thor. So you got Thor as the main villain protagonist in this film. So yeah, I got to stop giving it so much love. But it's probably that one's not my number one. I'm not going to rank these as my number ones because it's hard for me to put that title. So let me run through it. Alien Romulus was another one. I just put it in my light box today because I was lucky enough to get a poster from the actual light post at Wallace Cinema. Thank you. And yeah, visually audio, like stunning, absolutely blew me away. Have you seen Alien Romulus yet?
I need to jump under the table right now, Sean, because it's one on my to watch list. I've heard very good things about it, and I am a very big fan of the Alien movie, so I'm going to have to check it out and jump on board.
Never mind. I love adding movies to people's watch list and hearing what they got to say about it. So recommending is my number one game. So never fear. I've got 2 movies on your watch list already, buddy. So enjoy those. But yes, Alien Romulus set between Alien and Alien. So right into the gap there, which is cool. I rewatched the original Alien before I went. And while some Alien fans weren't quite impressed by some of the homages and salute to the original, I very much enjoyed them. The whole cast, right off the bat, first 5 minutes of the film, loved the characters, and I was just intrigued and cared about them and wanted to see how they went. So the main 2 definitely carried this film and made me love it more than I expected. So Alien Romulus, contender for number 1 for sure. Next one on my list goes to a hidden gem starring Demi Moore called The Substance. Have you seen that one?
There we go. What's that, number 4 for my list right now? I didn't even know that you're still doing films. What's going on there? It's a good one.
Oh, Substance blew me away. How I'm going to describe this would be, have you seen Death Becomes Her?
Yeah.
Yes. A lot like that film, the whole catering to getting back to youth and stuff like that. That's kind of the pitch to it. But it has a horror thriller, body horror kind of twist, which I relate to The Fly, if you've seen The Fly.
Oh, man, that sounds like an absolute must watch.
It's absolute. Blew me away because, I put it on my watch list for a while. I unfortunately didn't see it at the cinema, but once it hit streaming, I wish I got to see this one at the cinema. So sad. But it's about to hit Blu-ray. They got a nice collector's pack to that. I absolutely think this one's a big contender on this heavyweight list I've already put together. Substance is a much watch. But yes, of course, last on my list, I have to throw on Deadpool and Wolverine as well. No questions asked.
It was such a great movie, but it surprises me. Twister's not in there.
Yeah, well, okay. I don't want to talk negative about Twisters. I do love it. I actually grabs the poster and the soundtrack on vinyl. Twisters is good for what it is. I'm not negative about it. I do like it, but it wasn't what I wanted, that sounds right. It's not definitely not the film I wanted because I love the original so much. But the thing is, that one to me is like a monster movie, like you're scared of this tornado. Like Twisters kind of has a different spin. It does a little bit pour into that thing, but I don't know, the tension wasn't there for me about it. And the tornadoes there wasn't enough tornadoes for me. I wanted it more tornadoes, more crazy. I don't know if you've seen the movie Into the Storm. Did you catch that one?
Is that the Devon Sawyer one?
No. That one's amazing too. That's Night of the Twisters, the TV film. That one's amazing. The found footage one.
Yeah, the found footage one. Yes, I have seen that.
Into the Storm is, I think the film is absolutely great when the tornadoes are there, but the cast surrounding sadly did not sell it enough for me. So if you grabbed everyone from Twisters and put them Into the Storm, masterpiece of a film. But not saying, Twisters is not a bad film. Still loved it. Just, I think it needed a little bit more. But I heard they're actually creating a follow-up to Twisters. So I will look forward to what they do from there.
All right, Sean. Well, according to the 2024 box office mojo figures, Inside Out 2 leads the pack with an impressive 1.6 billion, closely followed by Deadpool and Wolverine, what we were talking about at 1.3 billion. It's been a year of remarkable blockbusters. Though there were a few other gems that unfortunately flew a little bit under the radar. We'll dive deeper into this in our January podcast. In the meantime, we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment and let us know what your standout films of 2024 were. But of course, the year is not over yet, with just a couple of weeks left in December and plenty of free time during those school holidays. We're here to guide you through the best content to watch, whether you're planning a movie night at home or hitting the theaters. So first, let's check out what's playing on the big screen.
All right, Kraven the Hunter is on top of the list for the big screen, now playing in cinemas, starring Aaron Taylor Johnson, known for Kick-Ass, Bullet Train, and my favorite, Nocturnal Animals. Kraven is a part of the Marvel Universe, shared with Spider-Man. The plot summary goes where Kraven's complex relationship with his ruthless father starts him in a path of vengeance, motivating him to become not only one of the greatest hunters in the world, but also one of the most feared. Distributed by Sony Pictures, I believe this one's going to be a major hit. One of the people that don't actually realize that it's going to be a major hit, I'm quoting back to Furiosa. Don't sleep on this one. It looks like it's going to be insane. Aaron is a rising star with some truly groundbreaking performances. As I said, Nocturnal Animals is tragic, but a must. Have you seen that one, buddy?
Dude, I'm going to continue with no, I haven't seen it, but I have seen the preview to this movie and I'm very, very excited for it.
The film has been in the works since 2019, with Sony initially considering actors like Brad Pitt, Keanu Reeves, and Adam Driver for the role. However, after seeing early footage of Taylor Johnson in Bullet Train, they quickly decided he was the fit, describing themselves as blown away by his performance. In Bullet Train, I actually started watching a couple of weeks ago. But it wasn't just me excusing the film. I didn't have the time to finish the film, but now I forgot about it. Now it's back on my watch list. So I'm excited for Bullet Train because, yeah, Taylor Johnson is a must see on the big screen, and don't sleep on his performances. I say throw on Nocturnal Animals on your watch list as well.
Yeah, sounds like a great one right there. I have seen Bullet Train and enjoyed it thoroughly. And very much looking forward to this one, though. Like you're saying, it's been in the works since 2019. So the wait, fingers crossed, hopefully well and truly worth it.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like a lot of films suffered with that 2019 gap there with COVID. So there's a lot of films which have been simmering for a while. So I feel like a lot are gonna be hitting us with the punches lately.
Well, get ready for this one, Sean. The epic conclusion. I am very excited for it. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 hits cinemas Boxing Day. We're almost there. James Marsden, Jim Carrey, and Keanu Reeves. I don't know if you saw, but Jim Carrey coming back to do it because he said he needed money. It's very funny stuff. But after two incredible films that took us on high-speed adventures with our favorite blue blur, the third installment promises to be the most epic yet, an unforgettable climax to this beloved trilogy. Now, the plot on this one: Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails reunite to battle Shadow, a mysterious new enemy with powers unlike anything they faced before. With their abilities outmatched in every way, they seek an out there, unlikely alliance to stop Shadow and protect the planet. And this one is very unlikely. Mark your calendars. Release date is Boxing Day, December 26, 2024. Take the family, your friends, and your fellow Sonic fans to the movies Boxing Day. What better thing to do? Whether you're a lifelong fan of the franchise or discovering Sonic for the first time, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is an experience you surely not to forget. And I know you're heading along to this one, Sean.
Absolutely. Love Paramount Pictures and everything they've been putting out lately. I will be there Boxing Day.
Yeah, I'm going to get along to this one for sure. Been very much looking forward to it. Big Sonic the Hedgehog fan. I grew up more of a Nintendo guy than Sega, but always loved Sonic.
Can't say I was a big Sonic fan growing up, but I was aware of him. But the movies have been absolute masterpieces. And Jim Carrey, probably one of my all-time favorite actors and never fails. So it's great to see him still continue, although he said he was done and then he's back so far. So there wasn't even a gap there for us to miss him because he's already back. You know, I'm so happy though. So happy.
Yeah, it really hit me in the feels too. And he just come out and said, I like to buy things, so I'm coming back.
All right, the magic of the Lion King is back. And this time, we're diving into the untold story of Disney's most beloved character, Mufasa. Say it again. Mufasa! I don't know if you get that, but I think it's funny. And following the massive success of the 2019 live-action remake of The Lion King, which became the 7th highest grossing film of all time, Disney is taking us back to the Pride Lands, and with this approach, I'm actually really excited for it. The 1996 film was perfectly executed, so exploring more into that world is a great idea. With the powerful themes of family, destiny, and the circle of life, Mufasa the Lion King is set to be a must-see for all Lion King fans in cinemas December 19th.
Oh yeah, this one should be a good one too. A big fan of the movie back in the day, Sean. And Mufasa, the way you were saying that kind of sounds like move faster. Is that what you're going for?
I was trying to go with that first one. You know how it sells chills down the hyena's spine when it says Mufasa.
I just say it'll be a fun one, that's for sure. I was a big fan of the first one as well. Growing up and everyone saw The Lion King. It's a bit of pressure on this one to deliver though, because it was such an epic film, as you've just said.
As for us in the new generations growing up with the 96 version, the newer generations are more absorbed by the 2019, obviously with their visuals and everything. But for me, the performances in the 96 version was so much more like compelling and emotional and just perfectly executed. Sadly for me, I didn't catch it at the cinema as a kid. I had the choice of seeing The Lion King or Hocus Pocus. I went for Hocus Pocus, did not regret it, but they gave me a Lion King poster when I left the cinema and I put it up on the wall and I kept anticipating it. For back then, in our day, when a movie played at the cinema, you had to wait about 6 to 8 months for a movie to come to video from then, because it take a long time to progress this video. So the anticipation for 8 months was not disappointing because The Lion King instantly bought it on videotape and played it numerous times. And so it's great to see The Lion King back, but doing something different, which is what I want to see. So I am excited for Mufasa. Looks like there's so many films that to look forward to, especially in January. We got Nosferatu. Are you looking forward to that one?
Am I what? It looks like it's going to be an absolutely amazing one right there. What a way to kick off the year, Sean.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think I'm going to hit that one opening night. I don't think I can hold my breath any longer for that one. And not only that, we got Mark Wahlberg in the thriller. Looks insane. Flight Risk, which is also coming out. But yeah, big events happening in South Australia side. We got Mount Barker's Outdoor Cinema, which is open. Also, the Radical Rewind Cinema Club is playing Scream and also Aliens in the new year. Bonfire Horror Club also is at the Palace Nova, are playing Tremors. So many great films. I'm just going to be at the cinema nonstop in the new year.
Now, for those looking to stay home on the couch with your streaming services connected, let us save you the time clicking endlessly for something to appeal to you. Here are the highlighted new releases on streaming this month.
Got some movies, refrigerators. We got some movies, color TV.
All right, new to streaming this month on Netflix. There'll be a handful of Christmas treats, including one for the kids entitled That Christmas, which is taking the charts by storm. Others include Merry and A Nonsense Christmas, with another edition being released towards the end of the month entitled Hot Frosty. However, the standout titles this month lean away from the holiday cheer. Much anticipated second season of Squid Game drops December 26th, and the new trailer reveals the games are going to be as sinister as ever, with the plot to set 3 years after the first season. How do you feel about that one?
Oh, I tell you what, I feel a little bit like confused because I got home the other night, Sean, and my kids had Happy Meals and there were Squid Game flavored Happy Meals. Does that seem random to you?
Okay. Well, it kind of reminds me of when Batman Returns was pitched to kids and that backfired. So maybe it did backfire for me. I loved Batman Returns. I still do. So like I say, the parents might object to Squid Games being advertised to kids, but the kids are going to love those Squid Games.
Yes,
You can play that innocently at the playground. The red light, green light was up. Yeah. Just let's not tell them what happens after that. Yeah, another highlight is the action thriller Carry On, which on streaming now, starring Taron Egerton. Sorry if I get your name wrong, but known for the standout role in the TV series Blackbird. Put that one on your watch list. It is amazing, which I highly recommend. But also Carry On also stars Jason Bateman. You may know him from The Hangover, or my favorite, Teen Wolf 2, rated sequel. Clash in an intense blackmail situation in the middle of an airport during Christmas. Definitely on top of my watch list. I was meant to watch it last night, but it's on there tonight.
Man, I tell you what, that list is getting longer and longer. I'm going to write these down and get amongst it. Let's talk some Disney Plus. Disney Plus is filled with content this month, including the new addition to the Star Wars universe with Skeleton Crew, taking place in the same time frame as the Mandalorian series and after the events of the film Return of the Jedi. Skeleton Crew follows the journey of 4 kids who make a mysterious discovery on their seemingly safe home planet, then get lost in strange and dangerous galaxy, crossing paths with unlikely allies and enemies.
Oh yeah, Skeleton Crew looks to be another hit in the Star Wars universe. I don't know if you've been following it much, but The Mandalorian, wow. So like being in that universe and it just builds anticipation for more Mandalorian as well.
Another one for the kids, Dream Productions, taking place in between the events of Inside Out 1 and 2. Dream Productions is an all-new Disney Plus series about the studio inside Riley's mind, where acclaimed dream director faces a nightmare of her own, trying to create the next hit dream. Definitely one for the kids who are fans of Inside Out, Sean.
Oh yeah, I definitely think they already watched it because that one would have popped up. The Inside Out, they can't get more of that. Being the biggest movie of the year, the kids definitely would have absorbed that and already demanding season 2.
And last but not least, this is one I've seen too. Ben Stiller returns in his first film lead role in 6 years with a Christmas comedy drama called Nutcrackers. In the film, Stiller plays an uptight workaholic real estate developer named Michael who must unexpectedly travel to another state to handle the estate of a working farm along with 4 mischievous sons. If you're much like us and always enjoy a Ben Stiller comedy, this is one to add to your watch list. Now, unfortunately, Sean, I checked this one out. It didn't quite deliver what I was thinking, but still, worth putting onto the list. I'd like to hear your thoughts on it when you get a chance to check it out.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't seen it yet. Do have it on the watch list, but Ben Stiller, it's always usually been a winner, so I'll always enjoy his films regardless or not. And I did hear, actually, they're making another Meet the Parents as well, so it looks like he's jumped back on the horse and got a few left in him. And Happy Gilmore too. I've seen some behind the scenes that he's returning, reprising his role in there too, so exciting.
It is exciting, and I was about to say the exact same thing. So they're 2 big-time movies coming, hopefully sometime in 2025.
All right, now whether you're subscribed to Foxtel or Binge, you're both getting the best of both worlds with these upcoming treats. Jack Black is back. He's misspelled and summoned in this Christmas comedy, Dear Santa, which is now streaming on both Binge and Foxtel, brought to you by the makers of Something About Mary and, of course, the legendary Dumb and Dumber. With those credits, it's crafted by some serious hands. And I had the pleasure of watching this the other night, and I can say Christmas went up in flames. A must-watch. Jack Black, easily, again, one of my favorite actors, so it's easy for me to like. But I loved everything about this one. Jack Black is... This is actually his second Christmas film, his first being The Holiday, which is one I only just recently watched and love that one as well. Did you get to catch Dear Santa yet?
I did. I watched Dear Santa the other night as well. We have been on this Christmas binge, and I've got to say, Sean, this has been the highlight so far of all the Christmas movies, especially when it comes to the new Christmas movies. This Jack Black really can't miss. He's one of the funniest guys in the world, and it's just so random out there, and definitely highly recommend it. Haven't seen The Holiday, though. I might have to have a look for that one.
Yeah, I think it's more of a chick flick, that one, but I enjoyed it. So yeah, definitely one for the family if you want to put that one on. Got Cameron Diaz in there and Kate Winslet leading the roles. So yeah, it's definitely a good one worth watching.
That was a fantastic movie. I liked it.
Yeah.
So like Post Malone and stuff popping up in it.
It just gave me Kazam vibes. And I love Kazam, like, the 3 Wishes 3, and but it's backfired. But yeah, Jack Black's easily a lovable character if you're into his films. And I've been watching him, like, not to boast about being a Jack Black fan for so long, but like I've been watching him when he's just an extra in films. Like, he was always in the background, like Demolition Man. He's in the background of that. If you didn't know, he's in the background of Waterworld. He's the pilot in that one, and then one of his first films, one of my favorite films, is Airborne, the rollerblading film. Then he rose to climb the ranks in the Neverending Story 3, which people skipped on for some reason. Neverending Story 3 is one of my all-time favorites there. Somehow I seen that before the first 2, so Neverending Story number 3 stuck with me a lot, and I love that one a lot. So yeah, Jack Black's been with me for a long time, and always on top of my list to recommend.
Yeah, 100%. You watched it backwards there, Sean, and he was in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer as well, another 90s.
Yes.
Classic fun and just unexpected as well. Hats off to Jack.
Well, for fans of the blockbuster hits Dune 1 and 2, a new show entitled Dune Prophecy is now streaming, starring Travis Fimmel, known for Vikings and Raised by Wolves. Set 10,000 years before the first films, the show explores the novel sisterhood of Dune, and it follows 2 sisters who combat forces that threaten the future of humankind. Big fan of the movies. and Travis. So this one is a must-watch on my list. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it. It sounds like it'd be a must-watch there. I've heard big things about those Dune movies. So another one for the list, Sean.
Another notable entry is for the series Sweetpea, a British comedy drama starring Ella Purnell, known for her roles in the live-action Fallout TV show and as Jinx in the new hit Netflix anime series Arcane. Sweetpea is for fans of Dexter and any other serial killer type shows, I would say. Sweetpea brings some real emotion to the role, and I've done the deed of binging the entire show on Binge. British comedy at its best. Big fan of British comedy, like Bottom, Mr. Bean, Young Ones, some others do have them. So anything British is always going to be a must-watch for me. Did you catch this one?
It sounds like I have to watch it. Fans of Dexter, hey, that is all over the shop right there. But no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, there's a new Dexter show I see coming out to Paramount Plus, which is a prequel of Dexter. The original is doing voiceover, but it's a newly cast to do the younger Dexter, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Definitely another one to look out for.
Last one on my binge list is a must-see for Batman fans, a spin-off to the sequel to the Matt Reeves The Batman. We have The Penguin, starring Colin Farrell, transforms into this notorious role in which I found myself extremely invested into. Like, Colin was a highlight in the new Batman film and is truly unrecognizable in the role. The plot follows the transformation of Oz from a disfigured nobody to a noted Gotham gangster. It's such an incredible perspective to focus more on the characters other than briefly during a Batman film, so I highly suggest you invest some time into this one. Other Batman TV shows have briefly touched on this with the Gotham TV show, which run with 5 seasons. That's just got phenomenal performances by different characters. My favorite being the Penguin in that one too. But anyway, the Penguin originally, Matt pitched this as to be a film rather than a TV series, but the studios told him to go ahead with the spin-off and focus on Batman 2 hitting the big screen. But rejoice, the filming is set to begin on that new Batman movie in April of 2025. However, the current release date is October 2026. So we're going to wait a little bit longer to see the Batman back on the big screen.
Yeah, I got a little bit of time there, but this one is one that I have had on the to-watch list for a while, and you're right about Colin Farrell. Like, he is just unrecognizable as the Penguin, and I saw like a bit of a behind-the-scenes thing of him getting all made up for it, and it's just an intense transformation, you'd say, Sean.
Absolutely. Yeah, the new Batman hit by storm as well. A lot of people upset by the casting by Robert Pattinson, but he definitely played the role very fantastically. There's only been like a couple of Batmans I've been upset with, but most have been amazing, and I got to say the Batmobile was a highlight for the new Batman for me. As soon as that Batmobile started screaming, I would say, I had tears of joy in my eyes. Like that Batmobile was wild, and I'm looking forward to see the upgrades in the next film.
100%, and I couldn't agree with you more when it comes to Robert Pattinson as well. Like, he copped a fair bit of flack on that. Like, people weren't about it, but I thought he did a phenomenal job and very much looking forward to it. October 2026, so quite the wait for that one yet.
Well, good things come to those who wait, so I'll wait patiently, and we can all watch The Penguin for now, I'd say.
All right, Sean, let's take a look into Prime Video. Now, this one is a fun one. This one I probably should have said was one of my favorites for 2024. It's only just been released, a new Christmas movie starring The Rock. It's a fun one, a red one. The latest holiday blockbuster is hands down one Christmas movie you have to watch this year. I absolutely stamped that. It is amazing. It is now available on Prime Video just in time for the holidays in Australia, and of course still at cinemas as well. Red One delivers the perfect blend of comedy, adventure, and festive spirit, starring The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and Chris Evans. The plot on this one is when a villain kidnaps Santa Claus from the North Pole, an ELF operative joins forces with the world's most accomplished tracker to find him and save Christmas. It is so much fun, Sean.
Oh yeah, sadly I missed this one on the big screen, but I got it on the watch list of Prime. Caught the first 10 minutes, and I'm just impressed by it straight away. And The Rock, obviously, probably one of the biggest blockbuster stars. Love him, I hate him. So every film brings quality, and it's always going to be a watch list. And Chris Evans, Captain America, loved the whole trilogy there. So Chris Evans is a must. not another teen movie. Definitely gonna watch this one.
Yeah, you have to. It's fun for the whole family right there. Non-stop laughs the whole way. Moving things along, Secret Level is a new adult animated anthology series featuring original stories set within the worlds of some of the world's most beloved video games, from the creative minds behind Love, Death, and Robots. Each of the 15 episodes is a celebration of games and gamers. Whoa, Secret Level showcases a star-studded cast, including Arnold Schwarzenegger, Kevin Hart, and Keanu Reeves, to name a few. Secret Level is a must-watch on Prime Video, and I know you've checked this one out, Sean.
Absolutely. I was counting down the days for this one, actually. It just looked immense, and the quality is amazing. They are short episodes, which was my only flaw. I think they're main 15-minute runtime in each episode, and it's not too much of a build-up. It's kind of you just jump in the middle of something, which is good, because like I feel like this could definitely serve to a season 2, and you could jump back to those episodes and extend them more. If not, it's fine. I love those short stories as well. And Arnold Schwarzenegger's episode is a massive kick. It's funny. It's violent. It's insane. I love that one. There's also a Pac-Man episode, which first Pac-Man in a different perspective, which is quite crazy. I can't spoil it too much, but you will love it. So this is definitely 2 reasons to subscribe to Prime Video this month and check out those 2 hits. All right, while video stores are sadly not among us and we cannot rent VHS or DVDs, we could still support renting movies to some shape or form by services like Prime Video and Apple TV. To me, it kind of feels like I'm still going to a video store when I use these apps, and good films on the digital guide this month I definitely think are worth spending your money on. One on top of the list is entitled Venom: The Last Dance, which is the epic conclusion to the Venom trilogy starring Tom Hardy, who, of course, put these all into every film he does. And I was lucky enough to see this one at the premiere. And wow, Venom never disappoints. All 3 of them have been an absolute masterpiece. And I was in stitches laughing, and cannot wait to rewatch this again. So I'm glad it's out for the holidays to rewatch. Are you a big fan of Venom at all?
Love Venom right there, Sean. And can you tell us what happened at the premiere? Was there any difference or anything like that with the people dressing up or anything fun like that happening?
Well, the best part about this was there was kind of like a red carpet thing, but it was black carpet, so that kind of made you feel like a rock star off the bat. I was just like, yeah. And they had like the big displays for it, and Pizza Hut was sponsoring the event, and it had Venom style pizzas and black pizza boxes with like black kind of barbecue sauce all over them. So that was definitely a highlight. And that was up at Event Cinemas, the Marion Shopping Centre in South Australia. They probably have one of the biggest and most impressive cinemas in South Australia as well, next to Wallace. But yes, Venom 3 definitely hit with all the punches, and I left very happy. But I just don't feel like it's The Last Dance. It can't be, but maybe it is. I don't know. Left open-ended for me, so hopefully we do see more of Venom in the future.
Yeah, well, that's good news right there for Venom fans. Could be another one.
Absolutely. But yeah, if you missed it at the cinema, Joker, Folia Dukes, if I said that right, is now available to rent and buy. The musical sequel to the original Joker, starring Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga. While there is a lot of controversy surrounding the film for most fans, it's one that I thoroughly enjoyed and recommended for fans of the original, and open for a little twist.
Yeah, it was I think that people were complaining about this one, Sean, but at the end of the day, it was never a hidden secret that it was going to be a musical, so it kind of was what you would expect it to be. And yes, definitely a little twist in there as well. Definitely worth checking out. It may have fallen a little bit short for me, I don't know, just because the first one was just so epic, but still definitely worth giving it a try.
Yeah, I think most people wrote it off before they even seen it. That's the problem with that film. So they didn't want to give it the chance, or then they did give it a chance and were quick to walk out because it's not the film they wanted to see, because they wanted it to be like the original. And while I do kind of agree in some ways, there were already elements of the sequel in the original where Arthur was always in La La Land, so to say, and trying to perform, and he wanted to do comedy. And I just see how it works. It does work. And a lot of people are throwing dirt at Lady Gaga and the director for taking this direction when actually it's Joaquin Phoenix who wanted to do this sequel, and because he had a dream of the Joker singing and dancing in a dream, and he went to the director, and the director is the one who wanted it to be one and done, and he actually didn't even want to do merchandise for Joker or nothing, so I don't see pop figures or nothing. Joker was just a standalone one film, but yeah, Phoenix was the push behind the sequel. So I think no one else is to blame here. But I think, like, yeah, as I say, like it's not the film anyone wanted really, but like it's I reckon an interesting. I was very entertained. I went opening night for it, and while I think the songs could have been performed a bit better, I say they are awkward when they first start, but then you get used to it. There was one song towards the end, I can't name it because I've not watched it a second time yet, but I want to. I enjoyed that song, and also Lady Gaga actually released her own album, which is unrelated to the Joker, but it's called Harley Quinn, and there's a song she released called Happy Mistake, and it just sounds like this song should have been in Joker, like if not just on the trailer for Joker. It's just perfect. Like I don't know who had creative control of the music in the sequel to the Joker, but that needed to be in there. Maybe she made it after the movie, so there was no chance of it being in there, but I want to see like a trailer recut with that song in there because it's just epic, like emotionally epic. But yeah, I think this film sadly got the same treatment as the reboot of The Crow. Like they just again, like the leave it alone and etc. Like I could go on for ages, but this isn't the first time The Crow's been redone. I think some people actually don't even know that there's, I think, 3 other Crow films in between this one and the original, while the original is better than all of them, and that's an argument not even worth happening. But yeah, like I went to the opening of the new Crow as well, and took it for what it is, and tried to stop with the ranking comparison, and did enjoy the new Crow as well. It could have been better again. Nothing's gonna measure up to that original though, but the Crow definitely was one I think you should still give a chance if you're willing to.
Yeah, well, I will definitely have to check that out. I haven't as well. But like you say, those two are very much in the same basket. I think too many people write things off before they even give them a chance these days. So interesting to hear that you thought both well and truly worth a watch right there, and leave Lady Gaga alone. I didn't know that about Phoenix was a reason behind number 2. So on the Joker side of things.
So yeah, I think it's worth trying if you can bite your tongue and get through it. Like if you take like all the musical parts aside of Joker too, like I still got the same feel of the original Joker. It was still there, the dread, the darkness, the depression, I really was invested with Arthur's character, and sadly, I think that's no spoilers there. That's the last one we're definitely going to see for Arthur there. But yeah, I definitely think it's worth a try. Okay, everybody, it's not an old movie if you haven't seen it, so rewind to a classic film this month, and we got some hidden gems for you that we love to recommend every month. We got just 4 films here that we think you should dig up and check out. Number 1 on the list is Dinner in America. We got Kyle Gallner, who is also a rising star. He's also in Smile 2 very briefly at the start. And he's also in a couple other great films. Nightmare on Elm Street, I think, was the reboot, was one of his first films. Jennifer's Body. And also there's another one he did, which he did a really brief appearance in called Red State. I don't know if you've seen that one. Wow, that film is wild. So yeah, there's a few extra hidden gems included in this one. But yeah, this film actually centers around a rebellious punk rocker, crashes into a socially awkward, rebellious young woman. And she actually doesn't know that he's actually from this band that she idolizes, and he's up to like some mischief and stuff. I just leave it as that. It's open-ended. It's definitely a hidden gem you've got to check out. That one's hilarious and extremely entertaining.
That does sound like a lot of fun right there. Can't lose with punk rock.
Next one on our list, we've got Chris Farley, Beverly Hills Ninja. Are you a big fan of this one?
Absolutely. One of the best movies ever, best comedies ever. Just absolutely. You can't lose with Chris Farley. What a sad case that was when Chris Farley passed, but definitely 100% check this one out. It is all around fun and laughs. Like one of the funniest guys ever, Sean.
Absolutely love all of his films that he's been in, and it's a shame there isn't enough of them. So like it would have been great to see where he would have gone in his career. And that's actually news to me that this was his last film. He was actually in production. Actually, he was 85% done recording the dialogue for Shrek before Mike Myers took over the role. So yeah, he was actually going to be the Shrek.
I did not know that. That's a very interesting fact right there. I wonder if they'll ever release any of that, because he's 85% done. Wow.
Yeah. There's a couple of clips online. I can't say if they're still there, but they've released bits and pieces of it, and it would have been interesting to see. Like, while Mike Myers nailed the role and is iconic for the role, Chris Farley was obviously their first choice and almost finished the role. So sadly, we won't see the entirety of that version. But this film, Beverly Hills Ninja, lives on as his legacy of his last film, and I absolutely love it. And it's something that I love a little bit more because Robin Shou from Mortal Kombat 1995 is co-starring. And I like, just for me, I like to pretend this is like a prequel to Mortal Kombat. So it's like Robin's kind of, Liu Kang's training for the tournament, etc. And I'd love to deep fake Chris Farley into the Mortal Kombat movie. How funny would it be seeing him fight like Sub-Zero? Beverly Hills Ninja has just been re-released on Blu-ray. Is available via Vision Entertainment. I just grabbed the Blu-ray and it is beautiful. It is a must-have for any fan of Chris Farley or just comedy in general. That is, definitely a hidden gem. Next on the list, we have Pandorum 2009, a sci-fi thriller that will keep you on the edge of your seat. This one is truly hidden gem. I actually didn't see it till like 2014, I believe. A friend recommended it to me, and it has Ben Foster is the lead role here. Yeah, Ben Foster is known for Alpha Dog. Did you catch that one at all?
Alpha Dog, yeah, I would have seen that for sure.
Oh, he's also in 30 Days of Night with Josh Hartnett. So he's also in the new Warcraft movie, which, it's not so new. Forgive me for my dates and corrections there. Warcraft. Yeah, Ben Foster leads Pandorum. Great sci-fi kind of thriller in space. They wake up from hibernation sleep somewhere in space. Only a couple of people wake up. They're meant to be traveling to another planet to repopulate. And some crazy things are happening on this spaceship. And just imagine the terror, kind of like films like Event Horizon, for example. If you're a fan of that, you absolutely love this one. All right, last but not least on the hidden gems list, we're going to keep it a Christmas themed, a holiday hidden gem. Well, most people do know it, but you might have forgotten about it and not put it on your Christmas watch list this year. So here it is. Friday After Next, released in 2002, a unique holiday comedy that blends festive spirit with the signature humor of the Friday franchise. Directed by Marcus Raby, the third installment of the Friday series continues the hilarious misadventures of Craig, Ice Cube, and Day-Day Mike Epps as they navigate a chaotic Christmas season in the South Central Los Angeles neighborhood. Buddy, do you like this one?
Do I what, Sean? It is an absolutely fantastic one there. I'll be going on the list to rewatch it for sure. Watch it every Christmas, and Ice Cube, he's like super, like he's an amazing rapper, obviously. I like him more in the movie side of things, but definitely need to rewatch this one. And yeah, and I think there's word has it there might be another Friday movie coming out. Have you heard anything there?
Well, Ice Cube's been very instrumental in the success of the Friday franchise and repeatedly expressed a desire to make a fourth installment in the series. Like, fans have long awaited the next chapter for Craig and Day-Day's antics, and also to get Chris Tucker back involved, which would be interesting. Despite like multiple attempts to push the film into production, Friday After Next remained the last film in the series, at least for now, but the hope for a fourth film has only fueled anticipation and excitement according to fans of the franchise. So let's all hold hope. But yes, I really do hope they bring Chris Tucker back. If what would it be? They quoted as the last Friday. That would be one.
Man, bring back Smokey.
Yeah, actually, like, surprisingly, comparing him to his musical career, but when in the early 90s, I was still trying to because it's a lot harder to get music back in those days unless you bought the CDs. So I was very aware of Ice Cube and Snoop Doggy Dogg and Tupac, etc., like that, but I first discovered all of these guys in their movie roles. Ice Cube was in a film called Trespass, another hidden gem with that one's got a great cast. Ice-T, Ice Cube, William Sandler and Bill Paxton. Wow. Have you seen that one, buddy?
I don't think I have. You were just throwing them left, right, and center at the moment.
Yeah.
That sounds like a must watch. Ice-T and Ice Cube.
Yeah. I actually didn't know who they were until the credits rolled, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's Ice Cube, Ice-T. I want to hear that." And then there's one of their songs pop up on the credits. But yeah, Trespass. I rewatched that a lot. That one's Bill Paxton, William Sadler. William Sadler is actually deaf from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. So yeah, great actor. And this film, put it on your watch list. They get some insights from someone that there's some buried treasure in this like abandoned warehouse. And they go there to they start digging it up, and then all these gangsters start arriving doing some crazy shit, and then they are aware that they're there, and they like corner them in where they're at. It's like a hostile situation. Wow. Back to those 90s rappers back then. Ice Cube, Ice-T, Snoop, and Tupac were definitely like at the heights of their career, and very much on my wanted CD list. But I was watching all of their films back then. Tupac had some great films. Gridlock'd was actually a 97 movie. Tim Roth is actually in it as well. Tim Roth is pretty well known for what he's got: Pulp Fiction, The Hateful Eight, Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton. So yeah, that's definitely Gridlock'd is definitely a must watch. I think that was Tupac's last film as well, Gridlock'd. So there's others that people will probably refer more to that, but Gridlock'd is so fun to watch. So yeah, there's your hidden gems. I think I added a bit more and sidetracked to the actual hidden gems, but is your watch list longer enough yet? If it's not, tune into the next episode and we'll give you some more.
That's exactly right. I like it how you had like the watch list inside of the watch list. Very cool.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, I watch a lot of movies. I say that like it's a depressing thing, but it's not. It is in some shape or form because I can't find enough. But it works for you because, if you've already seen half the stuff I've already recommended, the list just keeps getting longer. So there's bound to be, hopefully, at least a handful of films here that can entertain you this month, so to say. But every month, we have a Movieland magazine, which comes out free, digital, and is also in newsletter form. So if you do miss it, you can subscribe to the email notifications. It's you can flick through it. But also, this podcast is another version of it. So if you don't want to flick through and read that, you can listen to us banter on it a couple of weeks after the magazine comes out. But we also, which is greatly appreciated, some months have a Movieland Spotlight, which includes an interview with an actor, director, or someone of interest. Which this month we have the founder of the Movieland video store franchise, which is Tony Romano. That one is available on YouTube as a video. We also got the podcast version that you're listening to, and also you can watch this on YouTube as well. So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube if you want to see more of those. But yeah, we've had quite the impressive start to Movieland with interviews so far. We've had Shane McDermott from Airborne, as I've just been saying, one of my all-time favorite films. So that was very special to me to have that there. We had Renoli Santiago from Dangerous Minds, and Ned, one that you took was young Michael Myers, Dave Falk from Halloween, Rob Zombie. So yeah, how are you liking the entertainment so far, buddy?
Oh, so far so good. It's been a whole bunch of fun, and we're reading here like a Movieland Member of the Month coming up as well, Sean. That's going to be fun. I think you could be the Movieland Member of the Month every month and send a photo of you and your collection. I want to see a photo of you and your collection because it is epic.
Yeah, absolutely. Please send us through if you want to be included, a photo of you and your collection, and some movies for us to watch, because we love recommendations. See, I can't get enough as well. So maybe you'll surprise me and give me something I want to watch. So yeah. Become Movieland Member of the Month by emailing through to max@movieland.au with a photo of yourself with your collection and a movie to review.
Oh yeah, and you can grab some Movieland merch while you're at it. Hit up this shop for Blu-ray, soundtracks, vinyl, my favorite pop figures, Jada diecast cars, and Movieland clothes, caps, and cups. A beanie like Sean's wearing right there in this very chilly Australian summer.
Man, that's what our American friends don't understand is we're also upside down, but our weather is upside down, and it's so hot on Christmas. We have never seen snow on Christmas. Actually, never seen snow at all, for that fact. And for people who have posters with blue tack on their wall, they realize that all your posters will fall down in this weather. So I'm leaving this at the very end of the podcast, so you don't sit there with anticipation waiting to see if one of my posters will fall down. And now I'm waiting for one to fall down. It's scary. Like Back to the Future 2 has fallen down countless times at 2 o'clock in the morning and woken me up. But yes, it is very, very hot, and we're looking forward to 39 degrees on Christmas Day, most likely 40, which is 110 Fahrenheit for the Americans. It is quite different here, and insane. How are you feeling the weather?
I do not like the hot weather. I melt in the hot weather sort of thing. So, but like, I prefer it than the very, very cold weather. But yeah, it's not the most comfortable time of year, that's for sure.
Let it be raining and storms, but as long as I don't have to go outside. It's definitely boiling hot right now, but I got the air conditioner cranking, so I'm in an ice box. That's why I got my Christmas sweater out. Although it's boiling hot, it's the only time of year I can wear it. Back to the Future, DeLorean. I love your shirt too, by the way. Elfing it up, Elf on a Shelf or Ned on a Shelf.
Oh, thank you, sir. That's very much appreciated. I can't believe I didn't even comment yet on the Back to the Future ugly sweater right there. That is an absolute gem.
While we're talking about Movieland Member of the Month, we also have the Kids Castle review every month. This month, we have Elle, who is 9 from Adelaide, has sent us in a review on the Polar Express. She says she likes that they go to the train to go see Santa. She likes it when they sing the song Hot Chocolate. She watches it every year, sometimes not even around Christmas time. Her favorite character is a main boy and also has the PlayStation game and loves the level with all the presents and the puzzles. So she recommends you check out the Polar Express. Please send us your kids' review. All you got to do is ask your kids to write a movie review about a new movie they've seen or one they truly love, and we'll feature it in the Kids Castle movie reviews in the magazine. You can also draw a picture, and we'll feature that in there as well if you like. And if it gets included, we'll send you a free kids t-shirt. Isn't that amazing?
That sounds like a whole bunch of fun right there. And thank you, Al, for getting that one in Polar Express. Be sure to check it out.
Yeah, the Kids Castle was also a great experience for the video store version of Movieland. Talking Movieland Memories, did you have a Movieland in your area when you were young?
Yes, we had a Movieland at the main street or just off the main street there. And I tell you what, my friends will back this one up. We spent most Friday nights at Movieland searching for it was 5 weeklies for $5 or something like that. That'd get us through the weekend, Sean. Great memories at Movieland for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you have the Kids Castle version there? Though Tony did touch base saying if space was available, they created this area.
We didn't have the Kids Castle where I was from, unfortunately.
Oh, no. Well, I think that's a big thing that made me fall in love with Movieland, because I can't point the age. See, like I was born in 86 and Movieland was at its peak in the 90s and closed in the early 2000s. So the Kids Castle was like this like castle built into a wall, but like you walk into it, it's like a dark area, and they had like bean bags and chairs and like a big screen. So when the parents were looking for movies, the kids can go in there. I gotta pick. I was probably between 6 and 8 years old. So this place was magical to me. So like you'd go run and pick a video you'd want to play. So you'd have to get the clerk to put it on. I was always throwing in Gumby. I loved Gumby back then. So like, yeah, Gumby in the Kids Castle. So like bringing the Kids Castle back for the kids is, I think, a must. And so yeah, I do encourage everyone to send through a review if you'd like. It'd be great to hear what your kids are watching, what they want to recommend, and get them a part of Movieland.
Yeah, sounds like a fantastic idea right there.
As I said, I was young when I first came into Movieland. It was probably grade 4 when like all the teachers would sit everyone down and be like, what do you want to do when you grow up? And everyone would like be saying things like what they wanted to do. I can't really recall what they wanted to do, but I knew for sure I want to grow up. I want to work in Movieland, the video store. And everyone started laughing at me. They like that. It's like, I'm like, why was everyone laughing at me? I was like embarrassed. I was like, should I be embarrassed? Why don't you want to work in it? Even the kid who said he wanted to be an astronaut didn't get a pop. Like that's yes. He's going to be an astronaut. You, why? Like, I think they kind of singled me out as well. They were just like, like, why? How can you watch movies all day long and sit down? And this was funny, ironically enough, coming from the sporty kind of kids. And nothing against sport fans. I know you are one yourself, but I kind of threw one right back at them. Like, how can you sit there watching someone kick a ball around all day? The funny point of the story is, like my ambition to work at Movieland was so dedicated that I would continuously go to this Movieland, which was basically across the road from me. at a shopping complex which is themed to movies, just called Hollywood Plaza. So the whole place was decked out with like Hollywood statues and just like movie themes everywhere. So movies, I think, was a big inspiration for me, pushed without my ability to reject it. It was always there, but I was possessed by it, obviously starting with the Kids Castle. And I made my opinion loud that I was going to work at Movieland when I was old enough, but sadly it closed down 1 year before I was old enough and converted to Blockbuster. So my dreams of working at Movieland did fade, but I did get to work at Blockbuster, which was quite the challenge to convince them, because obviously I was all, growing up with Movieland and all the people who worked there, and they're all ready for me to work there. But yeah, I think I'm extremely passionate about movies in a lot of ways, which may seem a bit overboard. Movieland were definitely very sentimental to me, and growing up missing it. And I don't think much has changed between that gap. I just didn't know what I was going to do with my life once Blockbuster left. I didn't quit Blockbuster. It just disappeared. But if I found myself finding it hard to find a job within movies, which is what I wanted to do. So this springing up is amazing. Working with Movieland, it just kind of seemed like it was fate almost, that I eventually got to work at Movieland. Not the way I wanted and envisioned to, but my dream did come true. And here I am as the CEO of Movieland, and it is a surreal every day, and I'm trying to keep it alive in any way, shape, or possible. So yeah, here it is.
Yeah, that is an amazing story right there. And I'd like to rewind back to when you were sharing those stories. If those kids could see you now, I wonder if that little guy became an astronaut. Here you are, Steve. Movieland. I love it right there, Sean. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, no, I appreciate that. It's really something that I feel like I've been doing a long time already. Most people don't know, but I was doing another page prior to this called The Blockbuster Bloke, and that kind of felt like unofficial, but it was something fun to do. So like I've always gone to Facebook walls and tried to talk about movies and go see movies and just talk about movies. So just talking and promoting about movies has always been a passion I love. Like, so do you, putting movies on your watch list, and I'm eager to hear what you got to say about them once you come back to it. So promoting movies has always been the main core of this, and recreating Movieland was actually the main priority of creating Movieland, was to make a Wikipedia page, and that was it. That was it. That was the only thing I wanted to do. Was the website was down. I Googled Movieland. There's no history, no Wikipedia, nothing. There's no photos of Movieland. It's like it's just been erased from existence, and that truly bothered me. So I'd done a lot of digging, trying to find who owned it. And I again spilled this kind of story to the owner. And while I was pitching, just creating a website, which was mainly going to be the original website and just showcasing the history, kind of like Wikipedia, but I also pitched it as not just a graveyard of what it used to be, to just promote new releases. And they were pretty supportive of it and gave me the keys. So it's just been building from here. So the sky's the limit, I say. So I appreciate everyone who has got on board with it, whether it is something that you used to love back in the day, Movieland, whether you went or not, or you just love movies and looking for a watch list. That's the general idea here, is a cinema and streaming guide. It's something I crave, because I go into all these different websites and different things, and you miss what comes out, or that hidden gem didn't get promoted. I'm here doing all the dirty work to get you all the watch lists you can get and be entertained. And that's what Movieland did best, promote new releases and provide family entertainment. So that's what I'm here for, to continue that legacy under the banner of a company we all love.
I love being here, man. I was just going to say, I think it's amazing what you've done. And for you to create the watch list in the day and age that we live in, Sean, is so good, because that is everyone's, I've got a couple of hours tonight, I've got to watch a movie, and then you get on, you've got streaming services, do you go to the cinema, what are you going to do? And then all of a sudden, sometimes it becomes so overwhelming, you end up, going back to something you've seen 7 times or nothing at all. So now you are doing the hard work for us. So thank you.
There's nothing worse than getting your remote out and constantly doing this for an hour, and then you're too tired by the time you find something. So it's like, most streaming services kind of find it hard to promote their new releases too. Like, I think some of them do it better than others, But yeah, it's good to know what's coming out, but also what you missed. So, but also the cinema, and I can't stress to say how important cinema is. So please, over the holidays, go and support your local cinema, because the quality of movies do get better for the ones that hit the big stage rather than straight to streaming, not putting downstream, because streaming also has some great TV shows and stuff like that to binge. So it's a bit of mix and match, but there's no reason to skip on cinemas. Wallace, again, always bring it up as my favorite cinema, has just released a new cinema called Elite, which is in Noongar and Mount Barker, I believe, with these upgraded sofa seats and with the outrageous Quake sound included in that package. So the Mount Barker one is actually going to be enhanced with a bowling center as well, so you can play some bowling and go check out Quake Sound in the exclusive sofa cinemas and grab the best popcorn in South Australia if you're going to come down here.
Oh yeah, highly recommended right there.
So happy to have you all join us on the first episode of the Movieland podcast. We will be back monthly with this, as well as the magazine and the Movieland Spotlight. And we are also not finished here. We actually have another edition, which is going to be following this with Glenn and Ben from Good Movie Monday, who are going to have a segment called the Overdue Report. But today, Glenn is going to talk a little bit about his bantering of his times and his movie memories working at Movieland, which he did back in the 90s. So we're going to hand it off to Glenn and Ben to wrap up the podcast. Thanks again, Ned, for joining me. I appreciate you so much, and we'll see you guys in the future.
Thank you, Sean. It's been a whole bunch of fun. Very much appreciate it. Very much looking forward to next month and bring on 2025. A whole bunch of new movies to check out and get to talk about them with you. What better way to kick off the new year?
Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. See you in the new year.
Ben, I'm really grateful for Sean for introducing us the way he did, because I don't want to go through the whole who we are and what we do and where we're from and all that kind of stuff. So thank you. It's a pleasure to be on this show. Movieland is a name that is near and dear to our hearts, but we are from the Good Movie Monday podcast, and we pride ourselves on nerdy cinematic ramblings. So we feel that this is a fantastic show to be contributors on. We got our start. I got my start in Movieland. And when we were asked to be part of this show, it was a no-brainer for me, at least, Ben. We've got a segment lined up every month for you called the Overdue Report, which means we're going to go back to movies that you may have found back in the video store at the bottom of the bargain bin, perhaps tucked away at the back of the shelf, that you never really gave much attention, and we feel that the discussion of that is long overdue. So do you like what I did with that?
I do. I always hated the Overdue Report. So thank you for trying to reclaim that term and make something positive out of it.
Or just give you like flashbacks and trigger a little bit of it.
Because both of us came up working in video stores and had to deal with the awkwardness of calling people. We only did it for new releases unless the weeklies got really old.
Uh-huh.
And it was usually, like, sometimes it was because people were hammering us for it, like if it was a that week release. And I don't know about you, Glenn, but I found that the people who lived closest to the video store were always the worst at returning them on time. Like you'd have they were literally, the tapes and the DVDs would be covered with stickers that say return by 7 p.m., return by 7 p.m. And if you got one back before 9:30, it was like a rare occurrence.
I mean, that did deprive you of an entire day's worth of rental on that title. So it was an important thing. But so we're going to just, for this particular maiden segment, we're going to trip back down memory lane and talk about our experience with Movieland. And then on the next episode, we'll get stuck into some of those actual conversations about long overdue movies. So my start with Movieland, it was my first job where I was actually paid properly. So I had begun working at a little tiny video store in my neighborhood where I was painting DVD shelves in return for free hires. It's kind of a job, but it's not a paid job.
I was going to say, the entire time I worked at video stores, I was never paid properly. I was always paid end of the table.
Yep. Well, no,
well below.
Movieland was my first paid job where I actually started to get super, and so that was something.
Wow.
I know.
You can retire. I cannot, for this very reason.
That's right. So I do love it. And Movieland back in the day, I was at the Ringwood store, which is a bit of a flagship store out in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne. For anybody that knows, it's now a Club X. So you can technically still get movies there.
See, I grew up in Oakley, and as a child, like from the age of 4 or 5, was going to the Movieland there, and that Movieland is on. It moved. It was on one side of the road as a child, and that is now Salvo's.
Yep.
And then it crossed the road sometime in the, I want to say, early 2000s, and it is now TAB.
Oh, okay. There was a TAB next to ours.
That makes, usually it's pizza places, but sometimes gambling is just as effective as bringing in the foot traffic.
That's right. You got it between races. You've got to go in and buy the time and may as well pick up a movie.
That's right. That was the excuse to get out.
All right. So when I was in the video stores back in those days, it was still VHS when I got that job. And we had behind the counter, we had all of the tapes catalogued on shelves, marked with numbers. So the person would bring up the cover and it would have the number on the side, and you had to go and find the corresponding tape. Good times. I've got to say, before we kick into any other memories, the one thing that I loved the most about this video store gig, right? It was not the movies, although that was great. It was wearing a backpack vacuum. So when we had to vacuum at the end of the night, you whacked it on your back like it's a backpack. And I realized that vacuuming, the task of vacuuming is not the actual job of, sweeping the floor. It's lugging the bloody thing around, right?
Thing around, yeah.
So to be able to wear it on my back, that was it. The Movieland,
I was going to say,
did it for me.
The unfortunate thing is that, the video store I worked at did not have a backpack vacuum, but for a short period of time, I did clean up at a cinema, the classic cinema in Elston,
little carpet pusher.
And there was the carpet pusher, but I also had the backpack vacuum cleaner, but that was actually more awkward when you had to get down on your hands and knees and sleep under the seats.
I guess I felt like a Ghostbuster.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and that was very cool.
Yeah. The guys at Home Show down the road, he had the backpack vacuum cleaner, and I was always very jealous of it.
Let me tell you a little secret about our Movieland. If you were a good enough customer or member, we never called them customers. We called them members. Right? If you're a customer, you're purchasing the next rental. But if you're a member, you're hiring from us.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a history. And we had, if you're a good enough member, we had all those cheeky tapes out the back, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2s, the band titles.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the adult content.
We had those too. Well, they were an important part of the video store. Let's not lie about it.
Did your video store have like the beaded curtain with an adult section that was split off from the rest of the store, or you just
at one point in time it did, and now that it's Club X, it definitely does.
It's just gotten bigger. That's all.
It's the peep show room.
That's all that's changed.
Yeah, no, but it was generally just up on higher shelves, because if you'd have put them down low, you'd have the parents complain that the kids were not within eye reach of those naughty ones. Never near the kids section.
Yeah. My Movieland did not have that.
Oh.
They were my Movieland in Oakley had it was a massive store, and it had against the wall these kind of three, I don't know what, they're squares, but they're with an end that you walked into. So they were like 3-sided squares, alcoves.
Yep.
And each alcove was a separate genre.
I know.
And
going with this.
The horror section
backed onto the
adult section, and the shelves were clear. So I spent a lot more time. My love of horror really comes from my love of pornography, because I was like picking up the gate and pretending to look at the gate while actually looking at Jack and Jill on the other side of the tapes.
Now, of course, it must be said to anybody that's listening to us for the first time is that our podcast is a very uncensored kind of thing. And so naturally we gravitate towards the porno side of things when we're talking about Movieland.
But we're keeping it clean.
We're keeping it clean as possible.
We're very demure.
Hence the vacuum talk.
I unfortunately didn't work at a Movieland, so we didn't have that. We had one person on a Saturday night. They tried to bring in 2, and our video store was quite small, but they just end up getting in the way, even though you just like, I could just do it faster myself.
Yeah.
And there was a distinct drop-off, because I remember the change from VHS to DVD.
I do too.
And the drop-off was dramatic when DVD came in.
We had to sell DVD players to sort of upscale them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to get people into
It was like, you buy this machine for $120 and we'll give you like, the next 3 months of rentals for free just to get them onto DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish somebody had done that for Blu-ray.
I mean, it did work.
Yeah.
It worked for the DVD. I know they were cheap players, but
Yeah, but they
All right.
they did the job. Often that was always the big thing when people would come in and complain. Like, on tapes it was, it didn't work properly. It was a static all the way through it. I've got a brand new VCR that's top quality, and DVDs as well. It's a very expensive DVD player, and you're like, well, first, don't lie to me. But second, the more expensive they are, the more problems they
the more
have.
finicky they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, the laser is not as it's a lot more sensitive.
Well, that was the weird thing was that they had this at a certain quality level, the picture would cut out on some of them, and that you just have, the old ones you just play, but it would just be noisy.
Uh-huh.
You're like, I'd much prefer seeing it and a bit noisy than having the picture come out then.
With an old VHS, you could splice it. You could cut the bad stuff off, and any problems you had, you could fix. Although we did at one point invest in one of those big scratch repair machines where you could clean the discs, and that was wonderful. Like
My boss used to use a buffer
on
on a drill.
Yes, I had the buffer. I used a real drill buffer.
I used the drill buffer to do it. Yeah.
One of our machines was essentially a buffer, but like as you can see if you're watching the video of this conversation, we're surrounded by movies, and so it came in very handy to have your own machine, because after I left Movieland, I went to the the competition. I went over to Video Easy and eventually purchased my own franchise, which then became independent, and that's when the machine came in really handy. It was my machine. All these movies at home I could fix up.
Yeah,
any that were damaged sort of almost beyond repair at the shop, I could bring home and keep for myself,
Yeah.
Good times.
Good times.
So we're going to spend the next few months talking about movies that, you might have forgotten about or not even heard of that you would have found in the video store back in the day. It would have been the third pick of the third weekly and the 2 new releases in 3 weekly deal. Whatever the case. So anyway, thanks for having us on your show, Movieland. Let's just put that out there. It's a real thrill for us to be on the show. And if you want to listen to us uncensored and unfiltered, goodmoviemonday.com, and you can go to our socials and interact with us there as well. So till next month, we'll see you then.